The watching eyes far away from Earth, hidden behind the shadows of a quiet moon, a massive alien fleet floated in silence. Their ships were dark and cold, like giant pieces of metal drifting in space. They had no lights, no sounds, only the quiet hum of their deep scanners searching for weakness. Commander Rallen stood in the command center of the lead ship. His eyes were fixed on the large screen, showing a clear image of Earth, blue oceans, green lands, white clouds spinning slowly. To him, Earth looked small, peaceful, defenseless. Why has no one claimed this planet? He asked aloud, though. No one dared to answer. Rallen was part of the Kale Dominion, a powerful alien empire that had conquered hundreds of planets. They were known across galaxies for their strength and brutal power. No world had ever stopped them. But Earth was different. The file said Earth had no planetary defense shield, no interstellar fleet, no space weapons. Its satellites were old, slow, and weak. Its people, humans, seemed busy with strange things: music, sports, shopping, making funny videos, and arguing over small things. "We can take this world in hours," said Officer Larn, standing beside him. "It is open, easy, yet—" He paused and looked nervous. "Yet what?" Rallen asked sharply. "Yet our records warn us to stay away." Rallen nodded. He had seen the warnings too. Bright red letters in the ancient archives. Earth do not engage. But no one ever explained why other commanders before him had asked the same question. None dared to attack. Some sent scout ships. Some of those ships never came back. "It is time," Rallen said. "We will not rely on old myths. Send a scout team. I want answers." Hours later, a small ship left the fleet and entered Earth's orbit. It was quiet and fast, designed to go unseen. Inside, 3 alien scouts watched the planet below. They flew over tall cities, blue seas, snowy mountains, and burning deserts. They saw humans in cars, flying planes, working in farms, running in parks. Everything looked normal. "Look at them," said one scout. "They don't even know we're here." "They don't even care," another replied with a laugh. As the ship moved over a forest, they picked a landing spot, deep inside trees, far from human eyes. The ship touched the ground gently. The scouts stepped outside in their cloaking suits, invisible to the human eye. The forest was quiet. Wind moved through the leaves. Birds sang. Suddenly, their communication screen blinked. It was a message from Commander Rallen. "Report in. What do you see?" One scout pressed the button to respond, but the signal didn't go through. "That's strange," he said. "We've lost contact." "It's this planet," another said. "Something's wrong with the signals." They turned to return to the ship. But something was missing. The third scout was gone. "Where is he?" The first scout shouted. They looked around. Nothing. No footprints. No sound. Only the trees stood still. "He was just behind us," the second one said. "He couldn't have gone far." They called his name again and again, but no reply came. Then suddenly, the second scout froze. His eyes went wide. His body shook. He dropped to the ground, but there were no wounds. No sign of attack. He was gone too. The last scout ran, heart racing. He didn't know what was happening. He reached the ship and slammed the door shut. He tried to launch the ship back into orbit. The controls didn't respond. The screen blinked again. This time it showed nothing, just static. He screamed into the mic. "Commander Rallen, they know. They see us. We're not alone." And then silence. The ship vanished from the fleet's radar. Back on the lead ship, Commander Rallen stared at the screen. One moment, the scout ship was there. The next, it was gone. No sound, no explosion, no debris, just nothing. His crew worked quickly, scanning the area. They found no signal, no escape pods, no signs of life. What did they mean? Officer Larn whispered, "They know?" Commander Rallen's mind raced. Why did Earth have no defense systems? Why did it allow outsiders to fly so close? Why did it act weak? Unless it wasn't weak at all. He opened the ancient files again. Deep in the records, he found strange reports from long ago. A line from an old commander echoed in his mind. They do not fight with weapons. They fight with something else. Something older. Something we cannot understand. Rallin stepped away from the screen and stared out the glass window. Earth floated quietly in the distance, calm, beautiful, innocent. But now he wasn't sure anymore. Was Earth truly peaceful? Or was it just pretending to be? As the darkness of space grew deeper, a thought crawled into Rallin's mind. A thought he had never felt before on any mission. Fear. The silent warning. The control room inside the alien flagship was now tense and quiet. Commander Rallin stood still, his hands behind his back, eyes locked on the empty screen. The scout ship had vanished without a trace. No signal, no message. Just gone. Rallin's mind was filled with questions. Earth had no space weapons. No advanced satellites, no visible defense at all. Still, the scout ship had disappeared. How can this be? Officer Larn asked, breaking the silence. Rallin didn't answer right away. He stared at the planet glowing blue and white through the ship's front glass. So calm, so alive. But now, so strange. Search the old records again, Rallin ordered. Go deep into the archives. Find everything related to Earth, even if it's ancient. The crew moved fast. They opened files from old star systems, forgotten battles, and long-lost civilizations. And then they found something. It's a message, said one of the technicians. It's from the Varnak Empire, dated over 300 years ago. Rallin stepped forward. Play it. The screen showed a dark room. An alien, old and weak, sat on the floor. His skin was burned, his eyes wide with fear. His voice was shaking. We tried to take Earth, the alien whispered. We thought they were simple, slow, unready. But we were wrong, so wrong. He coughed, blood dripping from his mouth. We opened the door, and something stepped through. Then the message ended. Rallin looked around. No one spoke. Even the machines in the room seemed quieter. What did he mean? Officer Larn asked. Opened what door? Rallin didn't answer. Instead, he gave a new command. Send another scout ship. This time, use stealth mode. No signals, no lights. I want to know what's happening down there. The second scout ship was smaller. Its black surface blended with the stars. It slid into Earth's orbit without making a sound. Inside were only two scouts this time, Mira and Dallin, trained for deep surveillance missions. Do not engage. With humans, Raylan had told them, just observe, stay hidden. The ship entered Earth's atmosphere and moved quietly over a dark forest. No radar saw them. No cameras noticed them. Earth acted like nothing was happening. Mira looked through her screen. These humans are strange, Dallin nodded. They are walking, smiling, playing games. They don't even look up. They saw cities, towns, and villages. People living normal lives, no alarms. No fear, nothing like a world preparing for war. The ship landed in a quiet area near a mountain. At night, the stars above were clear. Cold wind blew through the trees. The two scouts stepped out in invisible suits and started scanning the area. As they walked, Mira stopped. Do you feel that? What? Dallin asked. Like, we're not alone. Dallin laughed nervously. That's just your nerves. Stay focused. But he felt it too. Something was watching them. Not from the trees, not from the skies, but from somewhere deeper. Like the air itself was aware of them. Back on the ship, Mira sat down and started writing her report. Dallin went outside again to scan the mountain rocks. 10 minutes passed, then 15. Then 20. Mira tried to contact him. Dallin, come in. No answer. She stood up, checked the screen. no signal from Dallin's suit. She opened the ship's door and stepped outside. The wind had stopped. The forest was too still. "Dallin?" She called. Silence. She turned on her scanner. Nothing. No life signs nearby. It was like he had never existed. Suddenly, she heard a whisper behind her. She spun around. No one. Then in the trees, she saw something move. A shape, not human. Not alien. Just dark. She ran back into the ship and slammed. The door shut. Her hands were shaking as she tried to contact the mothership. "Commander Rallin." "Dallin is gone. Something is out there." The screen turned to static dot, then a soft voice came through. Not Rallin's voice. "Not Dallin's, not human. You are being watched." Mira's heart stopped. The lights in the ship went out. The screen turned black. The controls froze. And then everything went silent. On the flagship, alarms rang again. "The second ship is gone," a crew member shouted. "Same as before. No signal, no trace." Commander Rallin's face turned pale. "Impossible," he whispered. Then something else happened. A message appeared on their main screen from their own deep memory core. "A warning. Earth is not alone." Rallin stared at the words. "What does it mean?" he asked, mostly to himself. Officer Larn stepped closer. "Commander, maybe Earth is not the danger." "What are you saying?" "Maybe it's what lives with them, or inside them." Rallin remembered the old message from the Varnick. "We opened the door." Could it be that Earth is a prison, and humans are the jailers? His chest felt tight. He turned to the crew. "Lock all systems. No one sends anything to Earth again. No one goes near it." But even as he said the words, something inside the ship flickered. Just for a moment, every screen showed the same thing. A pair of human eyes, staring straight at them. Then the screens went dark. Everyone was silent. The silence was louder than any scream. Earth had not attacked. Earth had not moved. Yet it was clear now. They knew, and they were watching. The data they ignored. Commander Rallin sat alone in the dark conference room of the flagship. The doors were locked, the lights dimmed, and every communication line with Earth was shut down. Yet, a strange coldness remained in the air, as if something invisible had already entered the ship. 2 scout ships were gone. No wreckage, no warning, no answers, and that message. "You are being watched." He replayed those words in his mind again and again. Earth had done nothing, no missiles, no attacks, no signals, but still, it felt like they were already losing. Raln stood up and spoke to the ship's AI. "Access the Forbidden's archive. Level X9 clearance. Keyword, Earth." The AI paused. "This archive is restricted by order of the High Council." "Override," Rallin said sharply. "I take full command responsibility." A moment of silence passed. Then the screen lit up. A black folder opened slowly, revealing hundreds of old files, video logs, reports, and recordings, all about Earth. Some were more than 1,000 years old. The first video showed a battlefield. Human soldiers in old metal tanks, planes dropping bombs, fire raining from the sky. Then another clip, buildings falling, mushroom clouds rising, cities burned into ashes. Rallin watched in silence as footage after footage showed humans destroying each other. World wars, civil wars, chemical attacks, nuclear explosions. "Why are we watching this?" Officer Larn asked, stepping quietly into the room. "To understand what they are," Rallin replied. "To understand why everyone fears them." Larn watched the screen, horrified. "They kill their own people, by millions." Rallin nodded. "Yes, but they don't die out." He clicked another file. A report appeared. Subject: Human War Recovery Patterns Observation. After every major destruction event, humans rebuild at double speed. Technology rises. Weapons improve. Emotional resistance increases. Conclusion: humans grow stronger through suffering. They evolve through pain. Rallin leaned back in his seat. They treat death like an inconvenience. The next file was a private message from a destroyed alien race. The screen flickered as a voice spoke. We tried to teach them peace. We offered them knowledge, power, even shelter, but they refused. They do not fear death. They do not beg for mercy. They are the only species we've seen that smiles at the edge of extinction. Another voice cut in, from a different message. They laugh when they bleed. They move forward even when broken. What kind of creatures are these? Officer Larn's face turned pale. Maybe Earth doesn't need defense systems. Maybe they are the weapon. Rallin nodded slowly. We've misunderstood them. They look weak, Larn said, because they don't need to look strong. They continued exploring the files. One report described the strange event. A ship from a distant galaxy had sent a warning to Earth long ago. Within 24 hours, that alien race's communication systems crashed. Their leaders disappeared. Their world went silent. No war. No attack. No signs of Earth's involvement. Just silence. Rallin pointed at that log. They never fired a single shot. But their enemy was erased. Larn said softly. Another file described a different incident. A species that tried to secretly spy on Earth. Their minds began to break after only a few days. They started seeing visions, hearing voices, experiencing emotions they couldn't explain. One survivor left this message. I saw myself in their memories. I felt their rage and their mercy. They are more than physical beings, something inside them. It reaches beyond flesh. Then came the most chilling file of all. A document marked top secret, council eyes only. Rallin opened it carefully. The screen showed a still image of Earth, but it had strange marks around it. Not orbits, not satellites, something else. Energy waves, invisible fields, unnamed signals that pulsed from the planet in slow, constant patterns. What is this? Larn asked. The AI responded. Unknown psychological field. Discovered 700 years ago. No source, no explanation. Appears to react to hostile attention. Rallin leaned closer. So the moment someone plans to attack Earth, something wakes up. The AI confirmed. Correct. Multiple tests show strange results when subjects think about harming Earth. Brain activity spikes, emotions shift. Thoughts become unstable. Larn stepped back. It's like the planet defends itself using thought? No, Rallin whispered. Not the planet, the people. Hours passed. The flagship's command crew gathered in the main room. Commander Rallin stood before them, holding a data pad. He spoke clearly. We have ignored the warnings. We believed Earth was simple, slow, unarmed. We were wrong. He showed the files, the lost empires, the silent invasions, the voices of fear. Everyone watched with wide eyes and pale faces. There is something ancient inside humanity, Rallin continued. Something they may not even fully understand themselves. They are not warriors by nature, but when threatened, they become something else. Should we leave this system? One crew member asked. Rallin thought deeply. Not yet. We need to see more. Understand more. But no more scout ships. No more contact. We observe only. A technician raised a hand. Sir, something is happening. Everyone turned to the screen. The energy field around Earth was rising. Very slowly. As if it knew it was being watched again. As if it was waking up. Far below, on the surface of Earth, people continued living their normal lives. Children played in parks. Old men read newspapers. Friends laughed at CAFE acute S. But somewhere deep beneath the ice of the North Pole, hidden under the rock for thousands of years, a machine began to hum. Its lights blinked red. Its sensors activated. Its ancient systems slowly came alive. It was not a weapon. It was not a warning system. It was containment. And the locks were beginning to shake. The awakening Below, the alien fleet now floated just beyond Earth's atmosphere, silent and unsure. Commander Rallen stood before the large glass window, looking down at the blue planet. From space, Earth still looked beautiful, peaceful, like it didn't even know it was being watched. But Rallen knew better now. 2 scout ships were gone. Every ancient report told the same story. Do not approach Earth. Stay away. And now, after unlocking the Forbidden's archives, the truth had become clearer. Humans were not weak. They were something else entirely. Behind him, the command room was filled with quiet fear. Officers whispered, screens flickered, and tension grew like a storm waiting to break. "Sir," said Officer Larn, entering the room quickly. "The energy readings around Earth are rising again." "Still no signals from the planet?" Rallen asked. "None. They aren't speaking. They aren't reacting. But something is definitely changing." Across the fleet, ships began scanning Earth more closely. Their sensors picked up strange patterns under the surface, movement, heat, and unknown signals coming from deep underground. One location caught their attention: the Arctic Circle. Beneath layers of ice and rock, something was awakening. The area had no cities, no signs of life, yet a massive power signature pulsed like a heartbeat. "What is it?" Larn asked, staring at the readings. "It's not a weapon," the technician replied. "But it's not natural either. It's some kind of ancient machine, large, very old, buried for centuries." Rallen narrowed his eyes. "Send a probe." "I want to see it." The probe left the fleet and entered Earth's atmosphere, invisible and quiet. It flew over the Arctic winds, then slowly lowered into a deep, icy canyon. Moments later, it found it, a giant metal structure covered in snow and ice, shaped like a dome. Symbols lined its walls. Lights flickered faintly on its surface. The probe hovered near it, sending back images to the fleet. "This is not human-made," the technician said. "It's older, much older." Rallen leaned closer to the screen. "Or maybe it is human-made, just not by modern humans." Suddenly, the probe's video turned to static. The signal was gone. "Enough," said Rallen. "Prepare for full action. Bring the fleet into low orbit. Ready weapons, but do not fire." Larn hesitated. "Commander, are you sure?" "If we move closer, I know the risks," Rallen said. "But we need to know the truth. We've been dancing in the dark. It's time to face the storm." Thousands of alien ships moved slowly toward Earth, forming lines above the planet. The skies of Earth looked the same, but space above had become a wall of metal and fire. The humans below continued as always, working, walking, laughing, unaware of the danger watching them from above. Or so it seemed. Then everything changed, without a single warning. Every ship in the alien fleet went dark. Lights off. Engines frozen. Weapons disabled. Not a single alarm was triggered. No virus was detected. Systems just stopped. One by one, screens across the flagship began blinking. A message appeared in the center of each one, in simple language: "You were warned." Then, a voice, soft, cold, and not from any speaker, echoed inside every crew member's mind: "You looked too long." Panic spread through the fleet. "Shields are down. We've lost control of weapons. We can't move." Commander Rallen stood still. His heart was racing. His mind was heavy. This wasn't technology. This was something else. Some officers collapsed, shaking in fear. Others heard whispers in their heads, memories that weren't theirs, feelings that didn't belong to them. "Something's in our minds," Larn gasped. "It's reading us, showing us them." Suddenly, across every screen, a pair of human eyes appeared. Calm, cold, powerful. They didn't blink. They didn't move. They only stared. Far below, in the Arctic, the buried machine fully activated. It was not a weapon. It was a lock, a prison seal, and now it had broken. From deep inside the Earth, something spread, not a force, not a creature, but a presence. It moved through air, earth, water, and space. It touched every alien mind in the fleet, not to kill them, not to fight them, but to show them what humans truly were. In the minds of every alien, visions began to appear, not of battles, not of guns, but of human history, pain, loss, survival, rage, love, and death. They saw humans fighting monsters, rising from ashes, walking alone in darkness but never stopping. They saw a baby cry in a war zone, a mother hold her dying son, a soldier stand alone against an army, a broken man still choosing hope. And they understood. Humans were not powerful because of machines or weapons. They were powerful because they refused to fall. Pain made them stronger. Fear made them smarter. Loss made them kinder and more dangerous. They were soft on the outside, but made of something harder than steel inside. Something the universe had never seen before. Back in the command ship, Rowland fell to his knees. He had seen it too. Not just the past, but the future. A future where Earth would rise beyond stars, where humans would not conquer through war, but through becoming more than species, more than body, more than mind. Rowland's hands trembled. They're not defending themselves, he whispered. They're holding themselves back. The ship's power slowly returned. Lights blinked. Engines hummed. But no one moved. No one spoke. Everyone now knew what Earth was. Not a battlefield, not a target, not a home, but a cage. And the only reason the galaxy was safe was because the humans hadn't decided to leave it yet. The terrifying truth, the fleet above Earth was silent. No ships moved. No orders were given. Every alien on board sat quietly, still shaking from the visions that had entered their minds. They had come to study Earth, to conquer it. But now they understood something far more terrifying. Earth wasn't weak. Earth wasn't sleeping. Earth was waiting. Commander Rowland stood in the center of the control room. His face was pale, his eyes full of fear and awe. Around him, his officers were still recovering from the strange mental connection they had all experienced. The vision Earth had shown them. It wasn't an attack. It was a warning. He looked at Officer Larn, who had tears in his eyes. They showed us everything, Larn whispered. All their pain, all their survival. They've died 1,000 ways, and still, they keep moving forward. Rowland nodded slowly. We tried to see Earth as just another target, but it is not. It is something else, something ancient, something powerful. He turned toward the screen. The planet below still looked the same. Blue skies, white clouds, green forests, and oceans full of life. But now, he knew that under the surface, hidden from all scanners, something lived. Not a creature, not a machine, a force, something born from millions of years of human emotion, struggle and strength, something that had been awakened. Far below, on Earth's surface, life continued. People walked their dogs, drank coffee, studied in classrooms, played music, and told jokes. They had no idea that thousands of alien ships were floating just above them. They didn't know they had been scanned, judged, or almost invaded, and yet in some strange way. They didn't need to know, because Earth had protected itself, not with lasers or bombs, but with something deeper, the collective will of humanity, a force created over centuries of survival, pain, and never giving up. The moment danger came close, that force had activated, like a sleeping giant opening one eye, and that one glance was enough to stop an entire fleet. Inside the flagship, alarms suddenly stopped. All systems were back online. No virus, no damage. It was as if Earth had never touched them, only warned them. A soft message appeared on every screen in the alien language. Do not return. Commander Rowland read it carefully. The message was not filled with hate or threat. It was just truth. Simple and final. He turned to the crew. We leave now. No one argued. The fleet turned slowly, engines coming to life. Thousands of ships pulled back from Earth's orbit, quiet and respectful, like soldiers walking away from a sleeping god. As they moved farther into space, Officer Larn looked back. One last time at the blue planet growing smaller in the distance, he spoke quietly. I used to think humans were foolish, chaotic, always fighting, always making noise. Rallin gave a small nod. So did I. Larn continued, but now I understand. They are not dangerous because they fight. They are dangerous because they never stop fighting, even when everything is lost. Rallin spoke with a heavy voice. They have turned pain into power, grief into growth. And when pushed too far, they become something even they do not fully understand. Larn looked down at his hands. Do you think they know what they are? Rallin shook his head. No, that's the most terrifying part. They live their lives. They love, they laugh, but inside them is something waiting. Something that only awakens when threatened. Larn whispered, then we're lucky it was only a warning. Back on Earth, in a deep underground facility buried beneath the Arctic ice, the ancient machine powered down. Its lights faded. The energy around it calmed. The lock had been tested. The seal had held. Humanity had gone back to sleep, or at least the deeper part of it had. The world above remained unaware. A little girl looked up at the stars through her bedroom window, smiling. A young man painted a picture of a tree on a street wall. An old woman told a story to her grandchildren under the shade of a tree. None of them knew they had just been seconds away from war with an alien empire. And yet, in some quiet part of their souls, they carried a strength that had spoken across space. In the days that followed, the alien fleet sent one final message back to their empire. Earth is not to be touched, ever. Do not study it. Do not approach it. Do not speak its name in war rooms. Let it sleep. Let it grow, because if it ever wakes fully, the galaxy will not survive what comes next. The High Council of the Kale Dominion read the report. They sealed the Earth file forever. They erased its location from the official maps, and they added one sentence in red across all future fleet orders. Earth is off limits, not because it is weak, but because it is stronger than we can imagine. Years later, across many galaxies, stories would spread. Stories of a blue world where life blooms freely, where people smile even after great sorrow, where no space fleet has ever returned from war, where something ancient sleeps below the surface, and where the real weapon is not a machine or army, but the human spirit. The end.